Stop.
Live to you from Boston, Massachusetts. It's Cruise Boss and Cruising Holden from the Cruise&Cocoa Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Cruise&Cocoa Show. I am Cruise Boss here in Quebec City, so make sure to look for some videos coming out soon.
Yeah, and my name is Cruising Holden in Boston. But I was in Vegas last week, so.
Yeah, so look for those videos. Also, if you haven't seen it yet, which we will be playing in the stream, Cruising Holden recently released his third episode of the vlog series.
Yeah, you should go check that out.
Yeah. And also, if you would like to put an advertisement on Cruise&Cocoa, as you can see, there's a Cruise Central advertisement down there. You just have to contact Cruising Holden. And see right there, you can put your advertisement into that box. Holden, what is your email you would like to be contacted with?
So yeah, we have just amplified the Cruise&Cocoa stream and everything that goes on. We have a whole new interface and all that. We're calling it Cruise&Cocoa 2.0, and you'll be able to see some of the new additions to it later in the stream. And one of those new additions is these advertisements at the bottom of the screen. If you would like to have your advertisement put up on the stream, please contact me at cruisingholden@gmail.com and just send me the ad, and you can get your first ad for free for 30 days on Cruise&Cocoa.
Yeah, and actually that email is available on Cruising Holden's YouTube channel, and it will be available shortly on mine in the description.
Yeah, just head to the About section and then just tap my email. It says for business inquiries only, but you can email me about anything you please to email me about.
Yeah, and also you can check out the cruisebox.net website for that, or the Cruising Holden website, just if you are looking for that. If you would like to see it, go to cruisebox.net.
Yeah, so should we get into the first news story?
Yeah.
All right, would you like to introduce that?
Sure. So for our first news story, 5 dead after a catastrophic implosion on the Titan.
Yeah, so we talked a bit about this last week, but last week was a weird stream. We just had a lot of technical difficulties and stuff, and also some new news has been released about it. It was in catastrophic implosion. There have been some very sad images released of it just laying at, the bottom of the ocean all alone. This is the picture up on your screen right now is a photo of the Titan, which is the submarine. I don't know if I should call it a submarine. I don't know. That imploded, and sadly 5 people are dead. And that is pretty much what happens.
But here's the thing, they're still advertising explorations on the Titan. Or not on the Titan, but with their ships. It's getting a little weird.
Yeah, but
I literally have seen advertisements for them.
Yeah, but our hearts and thoughts go out to the families of the people who did die.
Yeah, and for our next news, a little bit happier, Icon of the Seas is back from her sea trials.
Yeah, last week we reported that she had started her sea trials, and now she is back. This is a photo of Icon of the Seas heading from her sea trials. She is looking great, to say the least, and I'm very excited to see her sailing. It was a very successful sea trials from what we have heard. They were testing how the ship sailed, the vibration of the ship, and all of that stuff that they need to know before they put passengers on board.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it yet, go check out my short that I actually posted last Tuesday.
Yeah, go check that out. All right, should we move on to the next news story?
Yeah, 30,000 passengers in Miami were delayed, and it was mostly because of a ship and ferry collided. And
Yeah.
it was not good.
Yeah, so in Miami a couple days ago, there were two ships that collided in the port. It was a ferry boat and another ship. Sadly, one person was injured severely and one person died. And this actually caused a whole lot of stuff in the port itself. All of the ships that were going to be sailing into the port that morning had to be held in an anchorage outside of the Miami cruise port because they could not sail in due to them doing investigations and all that stuff. And then by the time they did, and then all the passengers that were trying to get on those ships that were still in the port couldn't because they were obviously not there. It was just a whole mess. Passengers could get on the ship very late, and all of the ships sailed off way after dark because of all the delays and stuff. It was just very bad. It was all a very messy process that day, to say the least.
Yeah. Wasn't the best.
No.
It delayed like everything.
Yeah. Like what?
Recently, and recently on Cruise&Cocoa, we talked about how there were going to be cruise taxes in Nassau, like they were going to raise it. Well,
Yep.
they delayed it, so it was going to go from $18 to $23, and it was delayed until 2024. So if you were planning to going to Nassau, you just got really lucky.
Yeah, you did just get very lucky. So, kind of what he was saying is there are port taxes every time you go to a port, if it's Nassau or really any other cruise port. And they were going to raise these taxes that were in Nassau from $18 to, I believe, $24, maybe $23. But that addition has just gotten delayed till 2024, which is good news for you guys. You don't have to pay more fees for you just not to get off the ship.
Yes, and for next news, the Norwegian Viva's godfather was announced, and he is a Grammy-winning artist.
Yeah, his name. So yeah, first he got announced. We've been seeing a lot of Godfathers recently. His name. He is a Grammy-winning artist named Louis Fonsi. Which is pretty cool to see another Godfather, and it is awesome to see the Norwegian Viva's Godfather has been announced. This is actually a photo of the Norwegian Prima, but she is practically identical to the
There were like
Norwegian.
3 new ships.
Yeah, I was kind of sad that they didn't change the hull art. They used to make new ones on each ship, but it looks like they have identical
They
hull
didn't
art.
want something different.
But very cool to see the Godfather of a new ship being announced.
I feel like the Viva and Prima just don't work with Norwegian, I feel. Like, one ship is good, but 2 of the same ship? Like, not Norwegian.
I think they should change the hull art. That's my only complaint. It's an amazing
I
ship.
know, it just doesn't seem like Norwegian to be the same.
Yeah, having the same hull art. It's an
I
amazing
know.
ship, at least.
It is a nice ship, but, like... Anyways, back to our next news. There was a woman who fell off a cruise ship balcony trying to take a selfie on the Mariner of the Seas. And if you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check out my video on my channel. I'll just do a quick overview of that, which I talked a little bit in my channel. Basically, she fell off taking a selfie on the Mariner of the Seas, and luckily the crew were really fast and rescued her on time, but it normally does not happen. And she fell in, near the Dominican Republic. So, it was not really near me, but,
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't... It was really lucky that she survived,
Yeah.
as most people don't, and at her age,
And she actually got out with no injuries, which is crazy. She
very
said,
impressive.
yeah, it's crazy because I was listening to the Cruise Radio podcast the other night, and they were covering all the news stories and all that, like they usually do. And they were saying how only 26% of people survive after falling out of cruise ships.
It's crazy.
And she survived and was totally unharmed, which is some very good news for her. And yeah.
Yeah, I am very happy that she survived. Just hope she doesn't come up with that idea again to be taking selfies.
Yeah, I hope she learned her lesson to not lean over balconies and take selfies.
Yeah. And a cruise port is mad after a ship comes in without a reservation.
Yeah, so very interesting story. This was in American cruise line ships, and obviously, as you know, cruise ships almost have to book a spot in a port, almost like you book a room at the hotel. You can't really just show up to a hotel and assume they're going to have a room for you. So that's kind of the equivalent of that, but with cruise ships. This is an American Cruise Lines cruise ship, and they just showed up to a port named Bar Harbor, and they were pretty upset because the cruise line had not said anything about this American Cruise Line ship showing up to Bar Harbor. So they kind of just showed up there and assumed that they'd be able to go. So yeah, that was the story about this American Cruise Line ship that did just show up.
That
Pretty
is not a good idea.
Yeah, no. Imagine there's a ship there.
Oh.
All
Anyway,
right.
back to our stories. Intership start back up with Carnival Cruise Line.
Yeah,
And that just is like a job opportunity for those who are now looking.
yeah, it's a job opportunity for people who are interested to get a job at sea. So pretty cool that they're starting back up their internship program. Not much I can say about more about this story, but Carnival is starting back up their internship program. Very cool.
Yes, and this one I was not expecting. Celebrity Cruise is now going to be stopping at Coco Cay.
Yeah, so Celebrity Cruise Lines is Royal Caribbean's sister brand. They are like partner cruise lines, and Celebrity just announced that they would be stopping at Coco Cay after demand for a celebrity private island that they basically say they didn't want to make because Royal Caribbean already had two private islands. So they are now stopping at Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Very excited. The ships, there are going to be two celebrity ships doing itineraries. The Celebrity Beyond and the Celebrity Reflection are going to be doing sailings there. One of them will be doing 3 and 4 night cruises, and one of them will be doing 6 and 8 night cruises to stopping at islands including Coco Cay.
Yes, and here's a crazy update for Carnival Corporation, and it is really crazy. Like, they've got billions of dollars.
Yeah, they exceeded their expectations for quarter 2, and I think it was actually like a big margin.
Appreciate went up like 60 something percent.
Yeah, very cool to say the least that Carnival Cruise Line is doing well. I always like to see some good news sprinkled in with all of the bad news and stuff about the cruise industry, but yeah.
Yeah. And there is the casino expansion on Oasis class has been completed. And they basically just made a second casino inside of the jazz club. And it's just now the non-smoking casino.
Yeah, when I went on Oasis of the Seas, they had actually already completed this update. I went on Oasis of the Seas mid-April, so this update has been long coming, I guess. They just completed it, but it looks like they've been working on it for a while. But it was an update, and they removed the jazz club totally from their ship, which is usually on the bottom floor by Studio B and all that. And they just put some slot machines in it and turned it into a non-smoking casino.
Yeah. And our next story is crazy. There is now a new robot that will help build cruise ships. It will basically help with welding, like all the pieces together for ships.
Yeah, awesome to see. It'll just pretty much do some of the work that humans would have to do. Now, dead. Now, this background image is clickbait. That is not what the robot looks like at all. It's pretty much just an arm with almost a welding tool at the end of it. and it welds it together. This is just some random photo. But it is very cool to see that robots are taking some of the jobs for cruise ship employees, like the bionic bar and all that stuff that we've seen on cruise ships recently, and now they're helping out build the ships.
Yeah, and if anyone here watching has a MSC cruise in the next 6 weeks and was looking forward to going to the private island, I feel really bad for you, as they have just closed it for construction.
It's actually not closed right now. It's going to be closing
For the next, for 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be closing for 6 weeks, I think in 2024. I am not quite sure the exact date they will be closing, but they're closing the island, which is called Ocean K or Key, whatever you would like to say, and they're closing it for some updates and renovations. This is this is what their private island looks like. It's a very nice private island, but I think you should be getting an email if you are going to be on a sailing in that 6 weeks where you will not be stopping at the island.
I hope you get a partial refund or something, because that's actually a nice island.
Yeah.
That's the main reason I'd book an MSC cruise, honestly.
Yeah, they have an amazing island, actually, and one of the cool things about it is that they stay at their island late. They don't leave at 4 or 5, like a lot of cruise lines do with their normal ports and islands, but they have a very cool night vibe at that island. Hopefully, I will be able to cruise there very soon.
And for our final story, there's new cruise spaces on Icon of the Seas.
Yeah. They're making crew rooms way nicer, and they're adding new bars, lounges, and restaurants just specially for the crew.
Yeah. And that was not expected, as most crew places aren't actually that nice, as they're getting paid to be there, so they don't really get much, fun stuff.
Well, yeah,
they
especially
don't
on the
get
older
this stuff
ships.
normally.
No, especially on older ships, they just don't really get the best accommodations and all that. But I have seen photos of it, and they're actually making cruise spaces very nice and modern on Icon of the Seas.
And I'm pretty sure the crew actually got to design their own cabins on Icon.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So it's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is it for news today. Holden, would you like to talk a little bit about your vlog series before playing it?
Yeah, so I'll try to play. I'm experiencing a couple difficulties doing that though, but I released my vlog series on Independence of the Seas for day 3. We spent the day in Haiti. We went snorkeling, and we did so much fun stuff. It was an amazing day. If I don't get to share it on this stream, which I think I will, I'm getting it up right now, but I'm having some Wi-Fi troubles. We did make sure to check it out. We did some amazing things, including snorkeling. We took a tram ride on the trams around the island. We went swimming, and we looked at some of the accommodations the islands had, which was really cool. They had zip lining and so much really cool stuff, actually. Yeah. Have you ever been to Labadee, Nate?
No, actually, I have not.
Yeah, you usually cruise Norwegian,
And
Disney.
And I do like Disney and Norwegian, but never Royal.
Yeah. I heard you're trying to do an Alaskan cruise on Royal soon, though. So.
Oh yeah, we're looking at them.
Yeah. All right.
I do want to try and get Royal because I'm getting kind of biased for Norwegian.
Yeah, you should try them out. It's not for everyone, but it's definitely cool. All right. So, oh wait, it's just looking at me. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the cruise news today. There is a lot of interesting stuff. Yeah, it was crazy week from someone falling off a ship to a lot of weird stuff.
A submarine going missing, like.
Yeah. Also, it does not look like I'll be able to play the vlog series today. I'm having a lot of internet troubles.
I
I'm
tried
really
picking it up.
Oh, sure, if you'd like to. But
Yeah.
as we do it, I'm just going to do our little question of the week section. What is your typical cruise length? Do you enjoy the shorter 3 and 4 night cruises, or do you enjoy the longer 7, 8, 9 night cruises? Or are you someone who's absolutely crazy and enjoy the 180 night world cruises? Make sure to comment down below in the comment section and tell us what length of cruise you like. I am a 7 night person. I really think I've gone on 3 4 night cruises. They're way too short. Even on the smaller ships, I went on a very smaller ship and did a 4 night cruise, and it was still way too small. We stopped at Nassau and Coco Cay, and then we went to a sea day, and I still didn't really get to know the ship, and I missed out on a lot of the activities they had to offer. So I went on my 7 night on the Oasis of the Seas, and that was the absolute perfect length for me. It gave me 2 sea days to explore the ship and get to know it and do all the activities it had to offer. And then I got the days where I could just do what I wanted to do on the islands, because we had 4 island days. It was the perfect ratio, and that is the length of cruise that I enjoy personally.
Okay, so it looks as I also can't get it up as I am on my phone
Yeah,
in a hotel in Canada. So
yeah. But
not really working for me.
we thank you all for joining us for this Cruise&Cocoa live stream, which was a special one because I haven't been on Cruise&Cocoa since like 2 weeks ago, so it was nice to be back. But
I want to remind you guys again, if you want an ad, right down there to just email cruisingholden@gmail.com.
yeah, they're very nice ads. They're pretty much down there throughout they are down there throughout the whole entire stream. And they will.
You can be rotating around with others, so just don't expect it to be up the whole time.
Yeah. So the ads are on for 15 seconds each when we are on this screen, and then if you get an ad on the news screen, the ad will be up the entire time that news story is going.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
we hope
contact Cruising Golden and just tell them if you would like us to announce it or anything, and we will do that.
Yeah. Or if you can send us a video ad.
Yeah, we will play it.
Yeah, and again, your first ad is free for 30 days on the stream.
Yes, and then basically you can either contact us and find a way to purchase it, or you can literally just put us as an affiliate in your channel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That is a really simple way to get that.
Yeah. All right. My name is Holden, and I hope you enjoyed this stream.
I am Cruise Boss, and thank you all so much for watching. I can't wait to see you guys next time in Cruise&Cocoa.
Bye.